And Denny Hamlin is going to tie Jeff Gordon as the all-time Pocono winner with 6 checkered flags at the Tricky Triangle.
It looks like Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin are clear favorites for the Cup title at the moment. This is the Rich Report, bringing you the richest content across entertainment. My name is Cameron Richardson. Welcome back to the channel. We're talking about Pocono Race Weekend, a historic day today as the trucks, the Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series all ran at the same track on the same day. That is the first time that has happened in NASCAR history. It was a pretty fun day. You know, the trucks were supposed to run Saturday. That got pushed to Sunday due to rain. Xfinity was scheduled for Sunday, and then Cup obviously had the doubleheader when they raced both Saturday and Sunday. We're not going to talk much about Saturday's race because it was just straight up how Pocono would be with this terrible, terrible aero package. The track was green, so there's only one lane working for the entire race. The PJ1, which moved about 4 feet lower than what it was last year, that wouldn't come into play until the second race because of all the rubber that was put in at the bottom of the track from the trucks and Xfinity Series races. And so we had a better race the second time around. And I'm just going to lay out the result from the first race. Kevin Harvick picked up the win. It was his third of the year. Denny Hamlin finished his second. Eric Almirola with a nice weekend, finishing third in the first race. Christopher Bell, nice top 5 for him in the first race. Kyle Busch with a, as we'll find out later, a nice top 5, a much-needed top 5 in the first race. Truex 6th, Clint Bowyer 7th, Michael McDowell 8th with a nice top 10 finish. Brad Keselowski 9th, and Chris Buescher would finish 10th. Unfortunately, those underdog teams and young drivers, Bell, McDowell, Buescher, would all wreck in the second race, all in the tunnel turn. No, Chris Buescher wrecked on the front stretch, but rough Sundays for all 3 men. So going into this race, we were coming off 2 really hectic races in trucks and Xfinity. It felt like we had a caution every single lap. It felt like we were watching an online race on NASCAR Heat or iRacing, and Xfinity felt more like a NASCAR Heat game because we had guys just intentionally wrecking each other. Justin Haley taking out Riley Herbst, turning left on him on the front stretch, and then Myatt Snider, who I think was exacting revenge on Noah Gragson after their little incident at Las Vegas where Gragson turned him. And for some reason, NASCAR decided to penalize Haley 2 laps for running over Herbst, but Gragson got nothing after wrecking Myatt Snider. Bit odd, but of course you can't depend on NASCAR to be consistent with their rules. But we're talking about the Cup race. It was pretty entertaining, I must say. While the whole final stage was just a fuel mileage race, we didn't see any cautions. That tunnel turn was pretty hectic. It's practically the new Calamity Corner. I know we've seen Calamity Corner be called that coming out of turn 4 at Daytona, but I think now that tunnel turn, depending on what package we run next year, that's now the new Calamity Corner. There seemed to be more than 10 wrecks today in that short shoot on turn 2 at Pocono. But the second race played out pretty interesting. A lot of cautions early on with the McDowell, Buescher, Christopher Bell accidents. McDowell now coming after Chase Elliott. After Chase Elliott put him in the wall in the front stretch, that cut his tire, and then he turned in the short shoot. And then we had the Ryan Blaney and Kyle Busch incident. Now, this is a bit odd because we had a lap car involved as well, as you see in the video, this slow motion video that was recorded by NASCAR's Twitter, but not by Fox, because Fox doesn't really care about their race coverage, unlike NBC. NBC over the last couple of years has done a much better job than Fox when it comes to covering these races. But as you'll see in the video, Blaney, for some reason, doesn't decide to check out and just plows over Kyle Busch, taking him out. Kyle Busch with an awful 38th place finish that now buries him in the standings. I mean, if you were to create a tier for standings right now, you're not putting Kyle Busch on there. Tier 1 would be Harvick, Hamlin. Tier 2, you can have Elliott, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney. And then Tier 3 could be Truex, because Truex only has 1 win on the year. Kyle Busch, no wins, no playoff points. He's not even in the conversation right now. So there should be a cause of concern for him. But we were racing to the darkness at Pocono. This is now the 8th and 9th races, because both Pocono races were delayed. we've had some sort of delay with weather in 9 races. And we've only had, I believe, 4 races that have not been affected by weather, which would be Vegas, Phoenix, Bristol, and Martinsville. Oh, hey, 3 low downforce races. The 3 low downforce races we've had, Mother Nature has not been a part of.
Coincidence? I think not!
Yeah, this second Pocono race, not bad at all. I think that second groove in the PJ1 was able to get working. The Highline worked a little bit. As you saw, teams with weaker equipment were able to run up there and pass some guys that, you know, were part of Joe Gibbs, part of Penske, part of Hendrick. And so maybe there's signs for the future at Pocono, but without it being a low downforce race, you're really not going to get much at Pocono. But the second was worth staying up for. I mean, I've been up since 6:30 a.m. this morning watching the truck race, and I am just completely drained. Not going to have much else left to talk in this video, so we'll get right into the results. Denny Hamlin and Chris Gapart should just be flexing their muscles. Pitch strategy, they just have everything clicking right now. 4th win of the year, 41st overall for Hamlin. He passed Mark Martin on the all-time Cup Series wins list. Harvick, so role reversal from Saturday. Harvick gets 2nd. Eric Jones with a nice top 10 after wrecking. Good rebound for him. He finished 3rd on the day. Chase Elliott 4th after a struggle on Saturday. Eric Almirola, great points weekend for him. He gets a 2nd top 5 on the weekend. Matt DiBenedetto, nice finish for him in 6th. William Byron 7th. Clint Boyer and Bowman being and banging to the finish line. Boyer 8th, Bowman 9th, and Truex would round out the top 10. And it's not going to get any better in terms of the entertainment and racing for the next month, as we have the Brickyard next weekend, and then we go to Kentucky, and then the Texas, and then we do have the All-Star race in there in the middle, but for points races, it's Brickyard, Kentucky, Texas, Kansas, and then we finally get back to low downforce in August at New Hampshire. So that'll do it for this recap video. If you prefer a written version, I will leave that in the link in the description as well. I will leave my social media accounts in the description as well. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.